the past year, I made a pretty big mistake, and I don't want you to make the same mistake. And so I'd like to share with you what that mistake is and pivot, show you what we're going to do over the year ahead to try to correct that mistake. Now, as a little bit of background, a little over a year ago, ChatGPT was released. And when it was released, like everyone else, I had a bit of an existential crisis and thought, oh no, there's not going to be any more need for somebody like me, maybe even for screenwriters, maybe for creative people at all, because AI was just going to be able to type a couple sentences into it and it would spit out all the most beautiful stories in the world. Start using it and see that it's not quite there yet, but then start using it a little bit more and say, well, we can get there, actually. Whatever ChatGPT is today, whatever AI is today, it's going to get much better, much faster. And so the existential crisis kind of hung around, and I decided rather than just throw in the towel, I would see if I could learn how to use it, figure out if there's a way to salvage a career, help other writers salvage their careers. And so I got further and further into it, got more and more excited by what I could do with it. And I started to realize that typing it in a couple sentences and having it spit out a story is actually the worst possible use case for it. It's the least interesting. It's the least helpful. There are actually a myriad of ways that you can use AI to help you become a more creative person. So I got really excited about it and I dug kind of far into it. But the further I dug into it, the more we were moving into this thing called the Writers Guild strike last year. and so one of the big villains of the Writers Guild strike became AI. And so the more excited I got about AI, the more vilified AI seemed to become in the film industry. I was building a whole resource, helping writers learn how to use the fast screenplay process to help actually accelerate their creativity with the AI, not in any way plagiarizing anyway, not in any way offloading the creativity to the machine, but rather using what it does best to actually get us where we're trying to go faster. I was getting more and more excited. The industry was getting more and more pitchforky, and so I got scared. And I did what every good turtle would do, and I sunk into my shell, and I didn't say anything. And I last year, I think, made 3 videos about AI, put 3 videos out onto this channel, and that was actually my mistake. What I should have done last year was put out about 100 videos, because I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about creativity. I've learned a lot about AI. I've learned a lot about how to fuse the two. I've learned why AI is not a bad guy, although it can be a bad guy if you use it the wrong way. And so because I'm in a unique position, I sort of feel like I should have used that position to be a voice of sanity in the world. Last year, I started doing Facebook ads for this bundle of courses that I created to help writers through this process. And because I haven't put out any videos, a lot of the comments are from people who are still in the existential crisis mode and thinking that AI is going to supplant and replace them. And if I had been putting out more videos, I could have pointed those people to those videos and helped them see nobody's going to replace you. If you're a creative person, if you're a person who is genuinely dedicated and devoted to turning your ideas into compelling stories for an audience, you are creating in a way that AI cannot create. Not to say that you can't use AI, not to say that AI can't assist you, but the two are not competitive. The further, I've spent over 1,000 hours working on, not just working with AI, but trying to figure out how to use it in a way that serves creative writers. And one of the things that I realized along the way is that AI and humans create stories in completely different ways for completely different reasons. AI creates from a place of data and analysis. Human beings create from a place of emotion and experience. Data and analysis, you type in a couple sentences and you say, write me a story about whatever. AI has been trained on these vast troves of data, and it finds patterns in the data. So when you type in, write me a love story between 2 characters, it spits out a love story between 2 characters by sort of sourcing all that data, figuring out what makes an effective story, and spitting out to you a story that it thinks you want. It's creating a story to satisfy your request. It's not creating a story for the same reason you or I would create a story. You or I have witnessed things, we've dreamed things, we imagined things, we experienced a situation, we met somebody along the way, we found a funny situation, we thought of an interesting what if, and we imagine a narrative where a character is going to overcome some obstacles in pursuit of some goal and find their internal need and all this kind of stuff that conveys an idea or a message or a theme or a human experience to other human beings. We don't write for the machine. We're not going to write stories and have AI go, hey, that was a great story. We write for other human beings. Story is how we understand our world. So you have a unique window on the world. You were born in a specific place and time. You've moved through this earth in a very specific path. There are all these variables that make you unique. Your DNA, for starters, but also your gender, your ethnicity, your socioeconomic background, how big your family was, whether you're an only child or one of 10, whether you were born and moved around a lot as a kid, whether you were from a small town, a big city. There are so many variables. You've seen things, you've interacted with people, you've had events happen in your life, you witnessed a car crash when you were young, or you had a sheltered life. All these variables are so vastly different that every single one of us has a window on our world that is intrinsically unique. And it gives you an imagination that is unique to you. No one else in the history of time or the entirety of the future will have that imagination. And that means you have stories inside you that only you could ever tell. And if you're new to the game and you think you have that one story idea that you know would just absolutely break open Hollywood, if you could only get someone to hear your idea, that's not your only story. That is one of hundreds of stories that you have inside you. You have insights to share. You have messages. You have things that you've seen or witnessed or experienced that you can present as a narrative to an audience that will help people see their world in a different way because they haven't seen what you've seen. And so for that reason, it doesn't matter how good AI gets at telling stories. We will want to watch AI created stories. They will be some amazing stories. Some of our favorite stories will be created by AI in the future. But that in no way negates your unique window on the world and your ability, if you so choose, to develop the skill to turn your unique window on the world into compelling stories that we will also want to watch. Stories are not competitive in the way tires are. You need tires for your car. There's 6 different brands. You're going to choose one of them and you're going to ride those tires for the next 10 years. The other companies are out of luck with your car. Right? That is direct competition. With stories, 2 stories, 10 stories, 100 stories come along, the only competition is time. I can watch both of those stories, your story and my story, your story and AI's story. I can watch both of them. I can enjoy both of them. Okay, so there's 100 stories, there's 1,000 stories to choose from. Yes, I'm going to have limitations on my time, but that doesn't make limitations on the story. So your story, if your story is compelling and interesting and people want to see it, you've created something that's unique and marketable and something that audiences go, ooh, that's a cool idea. I want to see that story. People will watch that story. You might not get everyone on the planet because people's time is limited, but you can get your market, you can connect with your audience, and no amount of AI is going to change that. So we need to stop vilifying AI. We need to stop thinking of it in terms of it's going to take away our jobs and ruin the industry, because it's not. If you think that it is, you're misunderstanding the fundamental underlying nature and purpose of storytelling. Human beings tell stories to other human beings to help us understand and interact with our world. We will always want and crave the human perspective, because your insight as a human can be valuable to me as a human. AI's insight may also be valuable to me, but that doesn't make your insight any less valuable. And this is how I think we need to reorient ourselves around AI and around creativity. And so last year, because the pitchforks were out, I cowered and I got really scared and I didn't make videos and I didn't say these things and I didn't full-throated share with the world that I think AI is an extraordinary tool for creative writers. I believe in it. I believe in your ability to use it to help you be a better you than without it. That's what I believe. Now, for the past 25 years, I've been teaching creative writing without AI. I have reverse engineered the process, how to go from idea to compelling screen story that's viable and tested and can connect with a producer. That's my whole game. That's what Fast Screenplay is all about. We don't need AI to go through that process, but AI can help us accelerate that process. And so I'm happy either way. If you want AI, you don't want AI. And so I've had a little bit of a challenge with this channel. What do I want to do moving forward? Do I want it to be all AI content? Do I want it to be all creative writing content, all fast screenplay content? And I think I just need to make it all of the above. And I think I just need to make it a lot more. And so for the year ahead, I think it's going to be very different to the year gone past. My goal, my aim is to make regular content on all manner of topics for the creative writer. I believe that we live in a time right now that has more opportunity available to creatives and creative writers than has ever existed before. I'll make videos about that. I'll make videos about what that opportunity is, what it looks like, how you can reach for it and grab it and make it happen. And I want to make videos about the process itself, which I have gotten really good at helping explain and guide people through that process, in part because of what we've been doing over the past year and a half with a group of writers. And I understand how to use AI in the creative process as well. So I'm going to make videos about some of that, videos about that, videos to help motivate you and inspire you, videos to answer your questions. If you have any questions, any fears, any challenges, anything that you want to push back on, post them in the comments below. You don't have to call me a jerk. You don't have to tell me I'm an idiot. You don't have to be as mean to me as the comments on some of my Facebook ads for my video, my AI resource can be. People are not afraid to say very profane things with their real name on Facebook ads. I don't know why. Anyway, just be nice. Just ask questions, comment. If you disagree, tell me you disagree. Tell me why. I will make videos about the things that you disagree about. I just want to. It's time to step out and come out of the shell, and start helping you see what an extraordinary moment we happen to be in, and help you take advantage of it. So if you'd like to join me on that quest. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you check in from time to time in case YouTube doesn't tell you when my new videos come out. Or join my email list. Join my resource for the AI. Join Fast Screenplay. Whatever you want to do. Don't join any of it if you don't want to. That's okay too. I'm going to put out a whole bunch of content here to hopefully get you started either way. So that's what I got for you today. We will see you very soon.